right, so welcome everyone. I am so incredibly excited. One of the things I want to do first, and you don't get to do this, is I want you to look at your parents and wave at them, see them in there. Everybody wave at your parents, wave at your kids. My mom would tell me that this is the time to make a memory. That's what she would say when we were little. She would say, take in the smells, notice how the temperature feels, look at the people around you. She didn't live in Greeley, so taking the smells was kind of a different thing for us. But when you have huge moments in your life, they can go by really fast. And so take a second, look at the people you love who support you, who got you through 12 years. And think about it, because it will be over and you'll be at your graduation party getting huge sums of cash from your grandma. She told me she was giving them to you. And your graduation will be done. All right, enough with the nostalgia. I have about 15 minutes to teach you one last lesson, so take out a pen or pencil and a piece of paper because you have to write all this down. Oh, you don't have one, shoot. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do because this is super important. I want you to know these things. You have had 3 of the most incredible English teachers in the state, but I'm afraid you might have missed 10 really important SAT words that you have to take with you to your life after this, your big life, your college life, your military career life, your job life. And so we are going to do, and audience, you're going to do this with us too, we're going to do 10 SAT words that you might have missed that you need for the rest of your life. Number 1, temperance. Now, I'm going to say it, and then you're going to say it, and then I know you're paying attention. So here we go. Temperance. Temperance. Temperance is the idea that we can wait. Temperance is an idea that we can have a little bit and not a lot. So let me tell you a story really quick. Here's a secret that you may not know. I'm incredibly good at poker. Like really good, like maybe World Series of Poker good. Like if I didn't want to teach, I could go and have a career in Vegas good at poker. I am, in fact, so good at poker that even though their wives are my bosses, I gladly take poker chips from Kent Sick and Rick Starda every year at the gala, every year. I'm really good at poker. I enjoy it, I love it. I play it probably 3 times a year in a tournament for fun. When my husband and I went to Vegas a few years ago, it was 10 in the morning, and we were at the poker tables. I was too afraid to play. They're really, really strict on the rules that they have for poker, and I didn't want to mess up. We watched a man, however, at 10 in the morning, I think it was like a Wednesday, take out chip after chip and bet on poker, and in about 15 minutes, he lost $10,000. At which me and all my subtlety and ability to control my mouth said, was that $10,000? And then my husband very wisely moved us away from the poker table before he had a fight in Las Vegas with the man who lost $10,000. This man probably loved playing poker at one time like I love it. He probably really enjoyed it. But his inability to control himself, his lack of temperance, killed all of the joy that poker could have brought him. And this is what the lesson of temperance is about. Temperance is about waiting. Temperance is about a little and not a lot. Sometimes we think of temperance like the 1920s temperance movement against drinking, but it's not just drinking. It's not too much work and it's not too much play. It's actually enjoying your life. Some philosopher said that temperance is a virtue that spans all time and all culture. It has never been out of style. And so I encourage you as you move into your life to enjoy things. I encourage you to try things, but to have temperance. It will absolutely save your relationships and allow you to move into all the other virtues. Number 2, valor. Oh, you can do better than that. You just graduated. Let's go. Valor. Valor is bravery. Valor is bravery. And valor is demonstrated so well by so many students up here. Many of us saw just a week ago when Brandon Buglin was in the newspaper for saving a life. and that is valor, stepping in when you are afraid that you could make a mistake, when it's super serious. But valor is also when Valandra was in 9th grade and our class wanted to raise money for themselves, and Valandra wanted us to raise money for third world nations because they needed it more than we do. Valor is standing up for what is right even when no one else wants to and it's not popular. Valor is confronting fear. Valor is confronting risk. Valor is confronting danger. Listen to that closely. It's not avoiding them. It's confronting them. To know that you will go into those situations. You will be nervous. You will be afraid. But you will have bravery. And you will build roots into yourself and your community that no one can shake. You might think that when you graduate high school, now the after-school special style life is over. There's no more worry about bullying. There's no more worry about popularity. You don't have to worry about valor. You're maybe not going to play sports anymore. But actually, when you leave our building, that's when valor begins. Because grown-up deceit and treachery is actually a lot more sneaky and can be a lot more painful. Some people you work with might just take a couple extra dollars from the petty cash. Someone in your lounge might just say a sexist remark. What are you going to do about it? It's not something that's front and center and looks like a major confrontation, but it takes valor to be a consistent person of honor. Number 3, tenacity. Tenacity. It means persistence, tirelessly seeking what is right. Alex Villanueva, you have so much tenacity. I have been so incredibly impressed by the way that you want to lead and guide freshmen as a role model. It absolutely has spoken to my heart. Tenacity makes me think of Alex when I hear this definition, not easily pulled apart. Isn't that cool? When you have tenacity, you're not easily pulled apart. When things are difficult, whether they're inside of your heart or outside of you, you are not easily pulled apart. Stephen King, who's a famous author, really well written and super wealthy, when he was starting to write in the 70s, he got a lot of rejection letters. As they poured in, he put a big spike on his wall. And every rejection letter he got, he put onto that spike. It was more than full when he got his first yes. One of the most famous authors of our time got so many no's, it was bigger than a spike on his wall. And finally, he got a yes. What he said was, I read every single one. I didn't take those no's as a nothing. I took them as a lesson, and I learned from them. I absolutely knew that I wanted to be a writer, and no one was going to tell me no. But all of the people who rejected me had something to teach me. He became what he wanted to be, even though lots of people told him he was terrible. He kept going. He had tenacity. Number 4. Humorous. 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 Oh, I started to list off people who have been humorous, and then it was all of the boys in this entire class. All of you have helped me to laugh at myself, sometimes when I deserved it and sometimes when I didn't, but definitely when I was stressed out or worried about something. But humorousness is not just being a class clown, right, Connor? Humorousness is being lighthearted and easygoing. Shane Buxman, you survived Haiti. You saw humanity at its worst and you saw humanity at its best. You don't brag about it, and you don't use it as a chance to think that people are evil. In fact, what you've decided is you want to go into the world and be a light. Your good humor has nothing to do with laughing, even though sometimes laughter is really healthy in tough situations. Your good humor, it means that your career path is going to be a light to the rest of the world. As a side note, I think it's really valuable to make your friends for life if you have their same sense of humor. You kind of know if you're going to be friends with someone if you laugh at the same jokes. In fact, I remember when I was on a really early date with my husband and for some reason 6 other women, and we went to Titanic. And all of the women in the